Ready? Stop looking at me!
Hello, and welcome back to the Unexpected Podcast! Get your Mission Magic t-shirts here.
Yes, yeah. We're in Carter and I just have my foot just kind of like...
What are you doing?
Enjoy my sock. Any foot fetish people out, my OnlyFans is going to be in the link below. I'm going to go put some shoes on so we can start again.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Unexpected Podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Unexpected Podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the Unexpected Podcast. I'm Carter Nachtrab.
I'm Frank Busalacchi.
And we are back in action.
Ready to rumble!
Let's go!
So Carter, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, so in today's episode, we're going to be talking about some of our trips we've gone on to the UP of Michigan. We just posted a video a few weeks ago about the Calumet Air Force Station where we got to explore a Cold War era Air Force Station. It was really cool. We even got to go into a nuclear bunker.
It was awesome. Highly recommend it if you guys haven't been there. Check out Open Skies and try to book a tour with them. It was really, really cool. Great guys. Awesome project they're working on.
Yeah, it's even a free tour. All they ask is for donations because they have plan on reviving the place and even bringing hospitality and making it into hotels with the old dorm buildings.
Bunch of awesome stuff they got planned. Highly recommend checking them out. And if you're planning on a trip to the UP, definitely plan on going to the Calumet Air Force Station.
Yeah, so I think we're going to go back in time a little bit to our first trip up to the UP.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great trip that we took. It was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I remember me and Carter were hanging out one day, and I happened to have a weekend off back then, which was rare. And I said to Carter, Carter, you want to go on a camping trip? And he was like, absolutely, let's go. And then we both sat there and pondered a little bit about where we wanted to go. And we got in the car and just decided to take a drive and ended up in Copper Harbor, Michigan for the first time. After that, we've been there now for 5 years now, been going up there.
Yeah, I think we started in the spring of 2020 when we did our first trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We went up there and... I think we planned on originally staying the entire weekend.
That's right, because that was when we ran into our first bout of Michigan Magic. You guys haven't heard that term? Trademark is pending. But yeah, that was the first time we ran into that Michigan Magic phenomenon.
Yeah, like the UP of Michigan is something special. If you've never been there before, you should definitely put it on your bucket list to visit before you go, because it's an amazing place.
It's absolutely incredible.
And so much nature and...
Absolutely. And for all the people who live in Wisconsin, highly recommend taking the day trip up there because it's basically like going to a different country, but spending half the price. So...
Yeah. I mean, you come into it on... What's that main highway running into Copper Harbor there?
The main drag that we don't take this one, but there is a highway, I think it's US 41. And that actually it starts just outside of Copper Harbor, Michigan, at the tip of the Keweenaw Peninsula, and goes all the way down to, I believe it's Miami, Florida.
Yeah, it starts up in Copper Harbor and runs all the way through the U.S. to Florida.
Yeah, and that's something that would be phenomenal to do and travel on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's that other road. We're going to have to post it in, afterwards. But this road is absolutely beautiful. You come on it. It
looks like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
So the road is like completely smooth. There's like no potholes, nothing. They use sand on the roads up there, not even salt because it damages the road. But this road it's super hilly, it's windy, it's through a canopy of trees that cover over the road.
Absolutely beautiful, especially in the fall months. You guys can't ask for a better vacation. A lot of beautiful hiking trails. If you're into mountain biking, a lot of beautiful mountain biking trails. It's overall just absolutely beautiful. It's kind of like one of those hidden gems.
Yeah, it's kind of world renowned for their mountain biking. We never gone mountain biking there except for that one time where we did that little course.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we went up there,
but we
brought the bikes.
We didn't go down the big mountains there that everybody talks about.
No, yeah, there are some crazy, crazy trails that are out there. One of them we actually came across by accident while on a hiking trip. It's called Paul's Plunge. And this comes in, you're going down a steep incline like this, and then it suddenly just drops to like this. And it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's a steep course. But there's so many courses like that up in this area. You can even go there, rent the bikes, and then you do tours of the area.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we went up there, and so we go up there our first time, and we wanted to see the whole weekend, but the weather ended up turning on us, so we left like a day early or so.
And which we can kind of talk about a little bit, because that was kind of the be-all to end-all that kind of like proved Michigan magic. So me being born and raised in northern Wisconsin, you're driving down a 2-lane highway. You'll see the signs that say do not pass, and they're usually on the right-hand side of the road with like an arrow pointing to the lane, to where it starts, the no passing zone starts. And me and Carter were driving up to Michigan, and I see a sign on the left-hand side of the road that says do not pass. Something that we don't have in Wisconsin. I looked over to Carter, I said, do they not have no passing zone signs here? And literally around the next bend, there was a big no passing zone sign on the right-hand side of the road. So fast forward a little bit further into that, we get there, and we're going down this like super narrow 1-lane road, and it's probably 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to see this like outlook. And as we're driving down this road, I say to Carter, I said, gosh, it would absolutely suck if a car came around the corner.
Yeah, and mind you, we didn't see a car for 15 minutes probably.
Yeah.
Not more.
No cars parked on the sides of any of the lookouts or anything like that. There was nobody else out there except for this one car. And right after I say that, we come around a corner, and sure enough, here's a big old lifted Jeep.
Coming up around this 90-degree corner, and we had to swerve out of the way to get around it.
It was interesting. And then we actually stayed at a free campsite that's there. So they do have some free campsites.
Yeah, some boondocking sites.
Yeah.
Where, they don't have any restrooms or portable water or nothing like that. It's just basically a free site. You go set your tent up there or your small camper. They usually got like rock-ridden fire pits, so that's about it.
Yeah, and it's so we ended up staying at one of those, and we're sitting there. Now, mind you, this road that leads up to it, so it's the end of US 41. It just goes up into this dirt road that doesn't go anywhere except to the very tip of the peninsula.
Yep.
No houses, no cabins. There's nothing else out there.
Yep, just pure nature. It's God's country up here.
Well, we're sitting in our campsite, and we're sitting around a fire, and like 3 or 4 cars go by. And I remember looking at Carter, and I went, Carter, there's going to be traffic coming down this mountain all friggin' night long. And sure enough, no cars went up, but probably 70, 80 cars came down.
All night. All night
long. There was
3, 4 in the
traffic
morning.
Cars coming down. It was
right
so
past our
bizarre.
campsite.
Because there's no other like free campsites that are up there or anything like that. There's no reason people would have been up there all night long. But it was just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So like way out at the end of this drive, there's all the Keweenaw rocket range, which NASA used to actually use it to test smaller rockets back in the day.
Which would have been cool to go out and see. We've been trying to go out and see it, but unfortunately, neither of us have had a vehicle that's been able to get out there.
Yeah, it's a pretty... People who go out there usually have like Jeeps or lifted trucks. It's a lot of off-roading.
I don't recommend taking a 2015 Chevy Cruze down it. That doesn't end well.
We bottomed out more than a few times, but it made it farther back than we even expected it to.
It's true. We got hung up on a rock and then had to finesse it off.
But it's, and it goes out to a place called High Rock Bay, and a lot of people go out there for camping because it's so remote. Very few people can get there unless they have the right equipment to get there. And the NASA used to out here, I think they used to take these rockets and brought them in on barges because they couldn't get it down these roads. And then they shoot them off and they land into, the Lake Superior.
And that would be so cool to go out and see, and it's still on our bucket list. However, this year in August, we're taking a trip up to Munising, Michigan, which is another beautiful part of the Upper Peninsula. It's a town, very small town, and it kind of sits along this hill, and it's super, super beautiful. You get to see a lot of beautiful things. There's sand dunes out there. I got to find Bigfoot. I'll add that picture in here and post.
Yeah, and it's known though for being the headquarters or like the entrance or the gateway to the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, which is something we've always wanted to check out. We did do a glass bottom boat tour, which was so exciting in itself. We went out on these boats.
I'll throw in some of the videos here too to kind of show you guys what that looks like. Our trip was cut a little short.
Yeah, so we got on these boats. They were glass bottoms that you could look down. We go to the first 2 shipwrecks. We got to see them. But on our way out to the 3rd ship, we had to go into the big waters of Lake Superior. But this day, the captains were saying this is the first time in 20 years that they had eastward winds that were this strong. And we were going out there, and all of a sudden the waves were getting bigger and bigger. This is only a 60-foot boat, and all of a sudden you hear the captain. What did the captain say?
The captain's up ahead, and all you hear is, oh, hold on! And of course, when someone says that, your first instinct is to go. So I look up ahead, and all I see is the sky on that stern of the boat, and I'm like, oh, okay. All of a sudden it comes crashing down, hits the water. Water comes up over us.
It was probably a 8 to 10 foot wave, maybe even bigger.
Yeah,
it was big for a little boat that we were on.
And all you hear is the captain start turning the wheel, and she goes, all right, we are going back.
Yeah. And in the distance, you just see some massive waves starting to come towards you. Like, let's get out of here. But yeah, anyways, they were great though. They ended up giving us some money back for kind of the trip short.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they treated us all very well. And overall, it was a really great experience.
Oh yeah, and you could see the Pictured Rocks off in the distance last time we were there.
Yep.
But so we've done we did 2 trips in 2020.
Yeah, 2 trips in 2020. I think that's the year we started.
Yep.
Was 2020.
One every single year in the fall. And then I missed 1 year because I was in Florida. And then last year we had the biggest group yet.
Yeah, yep.
My girlfriend came with me.
My fiance came with me, and then my brother came with us.
So we had a good group of 5 of us. We stayed in some cabins.
Yeah, and if you guys are looking to go up there, Trails End Campground, either the campground or the cabins, the people there are phenomenal. You can't really ask for a better campground to stay at. I mean, granted, there is no running water. Electricity is very limited, but it's cheap, it's affordable, and it's private. I mean, it's not like it's, so you're camping next to like 80 people that are partying all night long.
Yeah. It's a cool campground. There's the state park. What's that state park called?
Fort Wilkins State Park is just up the road from it.
Yep. We'll have a video on that coming out real soon, too, of the rest of our trip that we went on. So we even went to Fort Wilkins.
Yeah, we actually went into the fort. Went to Fort Wilkins. Cool got to explore that. That's an old Civil War base that was constructed in
the Civil War.
Yeah, sometime. I was trying to think of the year. It came to my head and then left me.
And it's on the best lake name in the world, Lake Fanny Ho. So it's a really cool. You'll see that in an upcoming video here in a few weeks, and then what other trip did we do up there when we went with, our one buddy?
That was our second time going up there.
Second time.
Yeah, we had another friend of ours come with us the second time we went up there, and we stayed at that Trails End campground. That was actually our first time staying there. And we did so many hiking trails. We went to this Monk's Trail that had an abandoned mine in it, and that was absolutely beautiful. That was near Eagle River. I think it's Eagle Harbor, Michigan, and that absolutely beautiful little town. A lot of great restaurants there. A lot of beautiful scenery and lookouts. And then there was actually the year after that, Carter and I, just us two, went up there, and we went to this very creepy antique shop.
Yeah,
it was it's right off the main highway, that 40, I think it's 41.
Yeah, and you walk in, and it feels weird. It feels like you're walking into somebody's house.
Yes, yeah. So it's a bed and breakfast along with an antique shop. So when you initially walk in, it's like you're walking into this mansion. And mind you, this thing looks like something out of a horror movie. Like it's an old like log style cabin in the middle of nowhere. And you walk in, it's this huge mansion, and there's this one room off to the side that's filled with those like creepy porcelain dolls, and I mean there's probably hundreds of dolls in there, and we're like, oh, that's a little creepy, and we're not seeing anybody else in there at first, and we're like, okay, and then we finally find the gift shop or antique shop, and we're walking around, and I don't even think we saw anybody at that point either yet.
I don't remember
because we were looking around in there.
Kind of creepy though.
Yeah, we were walking around, and then we came out of the gift shop, and then we ran into this nice but creepy old lady. The only way I can describe it is like your typical creepy old lady. Like picture any horror movie that had an old woman in it, and this is that woman. Mm-hmm. And she starts going on about how her husband built this years ago and everything, and like just starting to got the whole like very like. Yes, and my husband was here years ago. I mean, it was a very, very creepy experience. And then we started looking at some more stuff in the main entranceway, and all of a sudden we start seeing like all these like devil statues.
Yeah, it's creepy.
That were like all over the place, and we're like, all right, we're gonna
bounce. We bounce.
Get out of here.
Ironically enough, that place was really close to something called the Devil's Wash Tub.
It's actually across the street.
Yeah, that's right. It's right across the street. There's really nothing special about the Devil's Wash Tub other than it's the most northern point in Michigan on the mainland outside of Isle Royale. So it's kind of just a unique geographical place, but yeah, the place is creepy, but not far from it, there's that Jam Pot Bakery.
Jam Pot Bakery, which is in the Monk's Monastery.
You gotta try it.
I don't remember what religion they are.
I don't remember.
They're a form of Christian. I know that.
We'll have to find it.
And
part of that Monk's Trail system.
Yep.
It ends by really close to the bakery down this gorge with all this big.
And Morgan Falls.
Yep, this big waterfall that's there. Not Morgan Falls. It's like.
I think it's Morgan Falls.
I can't remember what it is, but it's not Morgan.
I'm gonna look it up quick.
But Jacob's Falls.
Oh, Jacob's. It is
Jacob's Falls, and it's down this gorge, and you can go up this gorge, and it's a steep drop. Remember when we walked down it? It's steep coming down that waterfall, so be careful if you ever go there and visit. It is Jacob's Falls.
Jacob's Falls. Yep.
Yeah, so it's really cool, and it ends up feeding right into Lake Superior after there.
So, the religion is the Society of St. John. I don't know if that's actually the religion or if that's just the building name. Holy Protection Monastery, Society of St. John.
It's a really beautiful monastery, though.
Beautiful, and there's a little walking trail. You can sit on the shore of Lake Superior, and you have the monastery in the background. Again, it looks like something out of the movies. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, when we went with our third friend that year, we walked down to the beach, and it had to be 45 minutes to an hour. None of us said a single word.
We just sat there.
It was just so peaceful,
so amazing.
It was a good moment, and then the next year we did the Adventure Mine.
Yes, the Adventure Mine.
Oh,
that is incredible.
The coolest mine experience you could probably have, as long as you're physically able to do things like rappelling and stuff. It's a very cool experience. You go into this mine with nothing but a headlamp.
And what's also really cool about it for any Lord of the Rings fans that are out there, so when you walk into this mine, there's these huge caverns, and apparently the Adventure Mine was used to actually film a short film from I think it was Michigan Area Tech or something like that. Yeah. One of the colleges, or it might have been the University of Michigan school that's right over in Houghton. But it was really cool. They have Elvish scriptures like written on top of the mine, and it's really, really cool walking into it. Feels like you're walking into the mines of Moria or something like that. It's absolutely cool.
Oh, and then there's the bridge. We had to walk
across.
Oh
my gosh. I'll throw a video of that in here. It was crazy.
There's this rope bridge that had wood on it. And of course, we were safetied up to like a cable above us, harnessed in. But I don't remember. That cavern was deep.
It had to have been like a solid, I think even deeper than that. I think it was like 100, 150 foot drop straight down.
I think they said it was a 50-foot drop until it reached the water. Because these mine shafts are 100 feet of floor.
Yeah.
And we went down, 3 floors?
We rappelled down 85 feet, I think it was.
When we rappelled down the mine shaft, we rappelled down like about 85 feet, somewhere around there. Yeah. And when you dropped down, you had to clip in right away because it dropped hundreds of feet. You had to clip into this cable on this wall. You had to like shimmy on by. It was such a cool experience.
10 out of 10 recommend if you're physically able. But even if you're not.
There's several mines in the area. There's the Quincy mine.
Quincy mine was
which
really
is in Holden. Well, we never did the Quincy.
Oh, no, we did the...
what was that
What is that one called?
Delaware.
Delaware Copper Mine, yep.
Yep, Delaware Copper Mine. That one's really cool. It's a cheap tour. You self-guided. It only goes down 1 floor, but it's really cool. You get to go down there. We went down there this last trip with, all of our friends, my girlfriend, the fiance, and his brother, and it was just a cool experience. Nice and cool. It stays the same temperature year-round.
Yeah, that's the nice part about it, too. If you go there in, say, June, July, or something like that, on one of those really hot days, 10 out of 10 recommend doing one of the mine tours because once you get down into the mine shaft, it stays a crisp, I think 30 degrees, 38 degrees or something like that. Very nice and refreshing.
Yeah. 41?
Yeah.
41 degrees. Thank you. Yeah, and so we've had a lot of cool experiences up here, but this year we forgot to mention one important part. So then when up in Michigan, there's one place that you have to go when you visit Copper Harbor. It's Brockway Mountain Drive.
Absolutely incredible. And if you can get up there at nighttime on a clear night with no moon, you will not believe the amount of stars you're going to see. I mean, it is just absolutely breathtaking.
It's part of the Dark Skies Association.
Yep.
Or Dark Skies Project, something like that. And it's an area of the United States that's some of the darkest spots in the night sky for photography.
Aside from being, of course, in the middle of the ocean or something.
Yeah. But this road, this is one of the most scenic roads probably in the country. And you go up, it's the highest road between the Rockies and, not the Appalachians, the mountain range before, that's in Tennessee. But it's the highest road drive between the two mountains. So it's really cool. It's a phenomenal to drive. There's even a spot where you get to see, and you can see all of Copper Harbor down below.
It's absolutely gorgeous, and there's actually a spot once you get to the top of it where you can walk straight out to the ledge where it just drops straight down, and it is
windy.
If you get there and there's a storm before you get up to the top of it, the day after, and you walk up to that ledge after a storm and the wind's coming in, oh my gosh, it's enough to blow you back. We were actually
it would blow
2 years ago. Carter and I were hanging over the edge with our jackets open, and the wind was enough to hold us up.
Now, we are not advising
Don't do that. Don't do it. We're trained idiots. We're professionals.
Of some sort. But yeah, oh my gosh, you just gotta check this place out if you ever get the opportunity to.
Absolutely.
Keweenaw Peninsula is one of the most special, beautiful places in the world to visit.
And it's only, for you Wisconsin folks, it's not that far of a drive, especially if you live here in northern Wisconsin. I think Copper Harbor is a 4-hour car ride from where I live.
Yeah.
Some people even live closer than that. And it's just absolutely impeccable.
Yeah. It's an amazing trip. If you're adventurous, during the winter, popular for snowmobiling, they get the record snowfall every year. So it's an amazing trip, but this year we're going to try doing something different.
Yeah, this year we're going up to, like I said, Munising, Michigan. We're going to explore a bunch of areas that we haven't explored yet out there. We went up there once before.
Just for a day.
For one day, and we got to see a lot of cool sights. But this year we're going to spend our entire trip up there, find some cool locations for you guys, or not for you guys, but share them with you guys. Yep.
There's a bunch of waterfalls. I want to go to there's a dune up there called the Log Slide, which is like a 300 or 400 foot tall dune above Lake Superior. And if you go down this dune, it takes 10 minutes, but to get up the dune can take like 4 hours, because every time you take a step, your foot sinks down into the sand, and the rescue fee is like thousands of dollars. There's signs posted there saying that go down at your own risk, but if you get stuck and they have to come get you, it's gonna be a hefty fee. Yeah. Well, I'll probably try running down it.
I won't. I'm not doing that.
Maybe I'll bring a rope just in case I need to pull back up quick.
Tie you back to the car and pull you up.
I'll go down there with the slide down the dune. Yeah. Take my snowboard and just pull me up it like a rope tow.
Yeah, absolutely. See, we got plans.
Yeah. As long as we think this through, I think we'll be fine.
We'll be cool. And don't need any helicopters or boats rescuing us. We got it.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have a lot of fun trips up at the UP, and there's so many cool sights to see. It's something that we've spent several weeks of time there and always have done something different.
There's never a day where you're just sitting at the campsite going, well, now what? There's always something to do, and within, we've spent, a week and a half up there. I think it's been our longest stretch. And there have been times where we're still like, well, man, I wish we could stay longer because there's stuff that we want to still do. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we've been going up there for 5 years now at a time, and for the most part, spending a week up there each year, and we still haven't done everything that we want to do.
Yeah. And what we're talking about in this video is probably just a small fraction of all the stuff that we've done up there. There are so many cool places and scenic spots that you just got to check out.
Absolutely.
Caves, even. We found a few caves this last year.
Random caves to go climb in.
So you'll see that in the video coming up, that we found some neat caves down off of this
random highway.
Random road. And
there's also the
Estivian Pines, which is an old growth white pine or red pine.
I believe they're white pines.
White pines. Place is cool. It's kind of like a small version of
the redwood forest.
Redwood, sequoias,
Yeah.
They're not as big, but they're still big trees.
Pretty big trees, yeah. And it's a beautiful hike. Cool. It's not real difficult. And it's absolutely breathtaking when you're walking through there.
Yeah. So, if you ever get a chance, so much to do. Just ask the local. There's some of the friendliest people you ever meet.
Absolutely.
So many gift shops in town and cool stores. A couple restaurants, cafes.
The brewery.
There's a little brewery in town that plays live music. So it's really cool. A little country store. This is not a place to go to get cell service. So for all you...
anybody who has any form of medical condition or something like that should look at getting a satellite phone if you think you're going to need it, because there is not cell service there.
And you are a bit ways from a hospital. I think Houghton's probably about an hour. Well, there might be a small clinic in that other town on the way up there, but so just keep that type of stuff in mind when you visit places like this. But it's the coolest, most peaceful town up in the Keweenaw.
And always, like Carter just said, always keep in mind the dangers and things like that when you're doing stuff like that, and make sure you have a way to get help in case you need to.
Yeah, so with safety in mind, and it's kind of a wild thought that it is like one of the mountain biking areas that people go to in the U.S. is a popular area, but they don't have any sort of assistance like that. So just keep that in mind when you visit there. But there's so many other things to do that we've never got to do. We never got to go sea kayaking on the tours or the bike tours. So many cool things. So if you guys have been there or checked any other things out that we haven't talked about in this video, please drop a comment and like down below, because we'd like to hear some of that, and maybe for future trips that we'll go on, we can go up there and check some of those places out.
Absolutely. So, well, Carter, you got anything else?
No, I think this was good. I think this was a good podcast, and it kind of just shows some insight to some of the trips and what we have planned for future trips.
And we should probably mention, we apologize that we haven't posted nearly as much like we said we're going to. We took this trip, and we were going to share a lot of the videos that we took on this trip, but ran into some technical issues, some time constraints and things like that. And, of course, life happens to all of us. So We had some issues come up, but we got them squared away, and we should be getting back in the group of things slowly but surely.
Absolutely. So this was a great time, great podcast. We had a few takes in the beginning, which you'll probably see some bloopers right here at the end. But
absolutely, we gotta share the bloopers.
But we're getting it, and we're just happy to be back online and get back into the game.
Absolutely.
So, well, thank you guys for coming along on this journey in today's podcast, and hopefully someday you'll visit the UP and share some of the similar experiences that we have. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drop any comments of anything that you guys think that we should check out when we go up on our trip here in Munising in August, which is a couple months out yet. So any of you Munising locals or anything like that, make sure you drop some comments down. And anything you guys want to see, we'll be recording our whole trip and our whole experience. So
we love to see it and love to hear it because we spent very little time up in that area. I know there's that Keweenaw or waterfall, that big waterfall. That would be cool to go check out. It's a little bit of a drive, but we'll check it out when we're up there. But any other cool sightseeing or adventures to do, just let us know and drop them down below.
Absolutely. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell. Stay tuned with all this fun stuff that we're going to be showing you guys. So thank you guys. Have a great night.
Yeah. See you guys next time.